Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR My Career mode here on the channel. I hope you all having a great day. Today we take on Dover Speedway now, and the high banks banked all around and even banked on the straightaways as we close in on these final handful of races, as Dale Earnhardt Jr. picked up the victory last time. Elton still keeping himself somewhat in the championship conversation, as we had major news this weekend here from Dover. Of course, last episode we had the announcement, Dave Blaney going to Richard Childress Racing for 2004. Well, we had another major announcement of Ward Burton. He will be leaving Bill Davis Racing's number 22 team next season, and the team actually blamed Ward Burton this week for the lackluster performance from that team throughout this season. So the future unknown currently for this 22 team, but we do know Ward Burton and them unfortunately are kind of ending on bad terms, and the future really is undecided for not only the team but for Ward Burton as well. So very unfortunate news all around that he's leaving, and they're kind of accusing him of the lackluster performance of that team being on him. Personally, I don't think it's that way. I kind of think it's more on the team than it is on the ability of Ward Burton behind the wheel. We come through though into qualifying now, and silly season continues to pick up as this season carries on towards 2004, and we've got a big season on the way, of course, with the brand new points format for the series with the chase coming into effect. NASCAR is still working on the points and how many drivers will be part of it, of course, but it's going to be interesting as we come through though in quali to put a 23.783 on the board. That puts us right around the middle of the field in P21, so kind of where I expect to be in this Wood Brothers 21 now, as you see the rest of your qualifying order. How about Michael Waltrip on pole position over Jeff Burton, who will share the front row? So Michael Waltrip looking pretty strong coming through into this weekend so far, but of course qualifying is one thing. Of course he's got to go do the other part now, but that's his third career pole, which matches his win count, similar to what Dale Jr. had been doing last episode, his 9th pole and 9th win. It's time to go racing though, here from this Dover Motor Speedway weekend. Now, of course, if you are a Go and Pit Crew member, of course you are part of the lore of this career mode, as you are randomly assigned roles to be members on every team, and now over 15 of you have scored wins in this career mode, with Wild Child, Elsner, and the Gaming Freak in WNF 7 all having 4 wins at the top, and then it jumps down to drivers or members with 2 wins and then 1 win, but there are still many of you still looking to get your first win as a pit crew member. Could today be a first-time winner on that side of things? Let's find out. We're ready to go racing now, and it's going to be Waltrip and Burton leading the field to green as the championship picture continues to narrow as we take the green flag and run down into turn number 1, right behind the UPS number 88 of Dale Jarrett. Now we have got a lot of Fords lined up right here. One in front, and then myself, and then one behind with the 38 of Elliott Sadler. There's last episode winner from New Hampshire, Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the outside. Harvick on the far outside with Johnson 3 wide in the middle. Johnson and Harvick both, of course, in the championship conversation, need to be on it here today now as they continue to try and chase down the number 20, your defending champion of Tony Stewart. Now, of course, 1 championship to his resume, looking for 2 as we have a bit of contact there with the number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet of Earnhardt as we head down into turn 3 to the inside of the 77 of Dave Blaney now, and we'll clear him on the exit of turn 4, and already from 21st into 17th, but I think that's more of a facade because look at the 8 of Dale Jr. I thought he was about to pass me to the inside, but actually no, he jumps all the way up to the top there. And of course, when you see these guys jump all the way to the top, they're always going to slow themselves down as Michael Waltrip's got control early on, but here comes Rusty Wallace to my inside on lap 5 of 120. He'll pass us for P17 now, as some of these fast guys, I mean, look at Wallace go, flying past now the 48 and the 88, but some of these fast guys were coming up to me and making passes. I mean, the 97 of Kurt Busch, who's had a miserable season, to my outside. Junior splits to the inside, and just like that, we drop back down to P20 here as we continue to battle with others now, including Earnhardt, who had not gotten away and actually banged off his door a little bit, is now Todd Bodine is able to get to my inside and make a pass as well. We'll drop back down to where we started in 21st. And then in my mirror, I can see the number 6 Viagra Ford Roush driver of Mark Martin as well, trying to enter the conversation as we head down this front straightaway side by side again with the 88 of Dale Jarrett. We'll try to clear him through 1 and 2, which we will, as he's all the way on the wall. But as soon as I pass him, now I see the 6 again, and the door is open for the 6 of Martin. He's going to pass me, so we drop back down into P21. A lot of back and forth for positions here, and we skipped right to lap 15 now. And how about Tony Stewart, your championship leader, running down in 20th place? He's been actively dropping since the green flag, and now he's down to P20 right in front of me. But unfortunately, I just didn't have enough speed to run him down right here, and I had actually now was on the verge of and in progress of losing another spot to now the 88 again of Dale Jarrett. We are well over half a lap behind the leader of Michael Waltrip, who just crossed the line, and he is continuing to get closer and closer, having a career run right now. I mean, fantastic performance from him as we continue into turn number 3. And actually, we had an issue here. The 99 of Jeff Burton. You're going to notice on the pit lane right there. See the smoke pouring out of the 99? That's Jeff Burton stomped and out of the race. Burton done for the day with an engine failure there in the Roush 99. So that promotes us back to P21 as now pit stops kicking off. Green flag pit stops here, lap 24. We're going to go one more lap around as Michael Waltrip has already come into the pits, and everybody else is going to start coming in. There's Kevin Harvick and Rusty Wallace I see coming in, and we are going to come in at the conclusion of lap 25. Matt Kenseth's doing the same. He's coming in. Jeff Gordon's coming in, and as we exit turn 2, actually going to be a lot closer on field than I anticipated, because the car actually starts to sputter right here down into turn 3. But we're going to at least make it to the pit lane here now, so we'll come in, and as a whole bunch of cars come into the pits, Jeff Gordon was one I wanted to keep an eye on because he was exiting now in front of Matt Kenseth, so a great stop for him. And there's Michael Waltrip passing the start-finish line. Jeff Gordon has had such a great pit stop, and he's going to get in front of Michael Waltrip. So to the lead goes the DuPont Chevrolet driver. Waltrip will drop into second. Matt Kenseth will be in net P3 as we'll make our pit stop and get 4 tires on this number 21. And actually, we're going to be in front of Tony Stewart, so a good pit stop from this number 21 team as we'll get back onto the track and actually caught the apron. The little transition between the apron and the track right there on the right side, then it shot me sideways. That's a huge mistake, and actually now coming together with Kenny Wallace on the exit, and here comes the leaders just behind Jeff Gordon and Waltrip as I glide up the racetrack. And now we're going to go a lap down. Gordon through and Waltrip right on his back bumper, and that mistake is going to cost us now a lap as we drop to 1 lap down. And now we're racing for the free pass, and unfortunately Jeff Gordon and Michael Waltrip are getting through traffic very fast. Gordon is already lapped up to the back of the 20 of Tony Stewart as I'm battling with the 49 of Kenny Wallace and the 49 of Ken Schrader and the 23 of Kenny Wallace now. And unfortunately I am nowhere near being in a free pass position as we would continue to scrap with these guys. The 23 and now the 25 of Joe Nemechek to my inside. Of course, we know Brendan Gaughan will drive that 25 next season in this career mode as we come to lap 30 down into turn 1. And now we've been passed by that 25. However, him to the inside, hold on. Caution is going to fly. The 32 of Craven loses a tire. Your Daytona 500 winner's horrific season continues, and Tony Stewart in 20th is the first one to lap down. He will get the free pass. Everybody else is going to stay out, so no wave around potential, and we as well will remain on the racetrack. Not much wear done to these tires.
We're going green.
So Tony Stewart, he's been promoted back to the lead lap of this race as we'll get back racing, and what a costly mistake that was for myself as we'll watch a lap here to kick off this restart from the view from the spotter stand as Jeff Gordon leads the field through 1 and off of turn 2, and now since he's been able to get the lead, he has not given it up since. Now can he keep that up throughout the rest of this race? A lot of laps still to go. As you can see now, Matt Kenseth's going to go through into P2 over Waltrip, and as well you got the 18 of Bobby Labonte still seeking win number 1 on the season here in 2003. The Penske duo as well up there with the 2 of Rusty Wallace, and Ryan Newman as well. Greg Biffle having a top 10 run, fellow Rookie of the Year contender. Of course, the Rookie of the Year battle has been getting closer, not between me and Greg Biffle, but between me and Jamie McMurray. We have led it since the beginning of the season, but Jamie McMurray, it's been no secret that he's been outrunning me over the course of some recent races in that Ganassi 42 Dodge, and he continues to get closer and closer. So we'll continue to race as hard as we can, and especially race that 42 of McMurray hard, as he's only a few spots up the road, but obviously the difference is he's on the lead lap. His caution's out again, but Joe Nemechek is in the free pass position, but this time we're going to see some differing strategies playing out. And yeah, some on the lead lap, many on the lead lap are going to end up pitting, and there's the reason for the caution. The 0 of Jack Sprague in the back goes around with a tire failure. Caution flies, and by the time we were getting ready to go back green, a bunch of drivers decide to pit, but not everybody. So we can't do a wave around. So I said, okay, let's come in. We'll come in, take tires, we'll give up 9 positions, but hopefully with this fresh tire advantage, now we can race ourselves into a free pass position. And then a caution comes out. Bobby Labonte, including a few others, stayed on the racetrack. They go green from the lead of this race into turn 1. Jeff Gordon, the first driver on tires in P7. He's got a lot of work to do to go forward now as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. And for us, as we have a very simple task, is just get in that free pass spot, which now I believe would be 22nd, will be the free pass position. Now as Labonte still leads over Rusty Wallace. You saw Jeff Gordon there 3 wide to the inside. He's making big moves. He's already into 3rd, and he's brought Michael Waltrip with him into 4th. Those two were absolutely flying here today as we're up to 27th. To the outside now, the 45, big moment there, sliding on the exit of the corner now, and we'll be wheel to wheel with Kyle Petty here into turn 3, following Elliott Sadler as well as Terry Labonte as we roll through out of turn 4. We should be able to clear that 45, but not quite, because we got to kind of check up behind the 5 Kellogg Chevrolet, who now jumps up a little bit higher, allows me to go 3 wide in the middle here with Labonte and Kyle Petty. Behind us is Sterling Marlin. He's on 4 fresh tires as well, so that's something we need to be aware of. A bit of contact with the 45 of Petty now shoots us up the racetrack. Fortunately, the 5 was able to avoid me now, and immediately a huge run on the exit of the corner that will carry us back through in front of this 45, but still not in a free pass position quite yet. Now passing Ken Schrader for 24th. Jeff Gordon now out in front. 2nd place it belonged to the number 15 of Michael Waltrip. And now as we had moved into 23rd position, we were officially in the free pass spot. So, 22nd, I should say, position. We are now in the free pass position. As now all those drivers that had stayed out under that last yellow are now coming in. Ward Burton, Bill Elliott coming in. Interesting call there from the 9 teams crew chief of MJ Seals. As you can see, here comes Jerry Nadeau. And of course, there's drivers on the lead lap that as well are going to be coming into the pits and giving us more track position, because you lose, nearly 2 laps pitting here. So after all was said and done, we're in 15th, still 1 lap down, looking for a caution, but we are in the 15th position. And those guys that just pitted have to hope we stay green for a while, I would imagine now, as Jimmy Johnson up ahead is running in 14th place, not having a great run. Jeff Gordon continues to lead, is now halfway through this race. Just behind us around goes Kenny Wallace, and includes the 9 of Bill Elliott, and there's the caution. Free pass to this number 21 team. And you see a bunch of drivers electing to stay out that are laps down. They are electing to take wave rounds because everybody on the lead lap is coming into the pits. So we will be P15.
All right, you're coming
and
in
we are kind of awkwardly, because of like wave rounds, we are in a really weird spot here, kind of in the middle of the pack, as we get back underway now, and just past the halfway point of this race here from Dover, as we're to the outside of the 2 of Rusty Wallace. Rusty Wallace is one of the guys on some kind of bad strategy now, and he is now trying to get the free pass as well. He is not on the lead lap as we're right on the back of the 0 of Jack Sprague. He jumps all the way up the racetrack. Thank you very much. Kind of made it easy for me. I can see up ahead Jeff Gordon is actually 3 wide on the outside. A bit of some pressure on that DuPont Chevrolet right now as I'm kind of stuck right here, kind of in the second lane and trying to force the issue a little bit, but at the same time trying to not get myself in trouble as we exit turn 2 now. And at this point I'm like, yeah, let's just hang on, let's keep it clean, and then just kind of like hope that we get a caution, and then that will promote us all the way up to actually being 15th place on the racetrack now. So trying to be just smart at this point now, because we definitely are seeing a trend. Of course, we ran the full field run at the start of the race, went caution free, but now it seems like we're kind of getting some caution. So Michael Waltrip, though, has now returned to the lead of this race over Jeff Gordon now as he is poised to go take the checkered flag here now, as we are now finding ourselves racing along the side, the 88 again and the 9 as well, of both Jarrett and Bill Elliott, and actually shot up the corner in turn 3, and Jarrett back to the inside passes me now, as unfortunately I just don't have the car that I really need at this point now. As I mean, we haven't really had the car all night long, or all day long, I should say now, as we were coming to lap 76, but we kind of got, you know, some luck on our side with the free pass, and now finding ourselves in 15th place here to the inside of the 40 of Sterling Marlin, also not for a position. Now, we're not racing anyone around us for track position, so we're just kind of hanging on, like I said, hoping for a yellow, as now some guys that had bitted on some fresher tires as well. To my inside here comes the 01 of Jerry Nadeau, the 31 of Robbie Gordon. These guys are just downright faster. These are top 15 cars legitimately that are now passing me now as we continue on to lap 81, and I can see on the track map someone's coming into the pit lane here, and that is the 2. That's the 2 of Rusty Wallace, and crash onto turn 2. It's the 0 of Sprague again. Caution is out. Everybody will come back into the pits here, and that is going to be interesting call for the 2, because Wallace, I think Rusty Wallace can take the waiver round now, because he's going to complete his pit stop. We'll wait and see. Never mind. No, he's still a lap down. So Bobby Labonte gets the free pass, and now 16 cars are on the lead lap as we get ready to go back racing. Finally, we've got our track position now. Is a weird start there. Big check up on our nose. Newman doesn't go. We were 3 wide even, and just like that, we go from being back in the mix to what in the world is going on. Waltrip leads over Gordon now as we roll through 1 and 2. Tony Stewart in 14th now passes me, but still at least we're up here with these guys now that we're racing for track position, as we just kind of, we got to get clear of this 25 and the 2 now, and the 25's in the free pass spot, and Rusty Wallace is second in line for that free pass, trying to get in front of the 25, which, by the way, he would do. Wallace would get past the 25 into the free pass spot, and he was actually driving through the field right now as Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson battling side by side for 13th and 14th. These are 2 championship protagonists racing each other. Johnson a little bit further behind in the standings, needs to be trying everything he can to beat Tony Stewart here today, and for the remainder of the races now, as Bobby Labonte, your free pass from that caution before, has now run me down already, and is actually just going to breeze around my outside, really tight on my door. I'm going to have to lift here on the exit of the corner, and unfortunately just, let him through. So through goes Labonte, and actually that opened the door for the 31 here of Robbie Gordon, who's a lap down to pass me on the inside, and at this point now just kind of struggling now, and we still have another pit stop, by the way, coming. We cannot make it to the end of this race quite yet. We do need some fuel here to make it to the end now, as we are approaching lap 100 into the outside wall. That's the leader. Waltrip into the outside wall, cautioned, hard contact, and Gary the Cat decides he wanted to show up. Shout out Gary the Cat, as we're all going to be coming into the pits, and there he goes. He says, see you later. So we're going to take 4 tires, loosen up the car a little bit, because now we're going to have a short run to the end of this race. Matt Kenseth, I'm expecting to be leading here, as sure enough, he is out front. Free pass goes to Rusty Wallace in 16th. Is now Kenseth Harvick, the front row, as Waltrip, what a day he was having, and it comes to an unfortunate end as his day is over, and here we go. Less than 20 laps of racing, 4 fresh tires for the field. Jeff Gordon to the inside, forces it 3 wide into turn number 1. Here comes your 4-time champion down the back straightaway. Gordon's clear over Harvick, and Kenseth drops back multiple positions from the lead down to about P5 into turn 3 and then some. He's continuing to get swarmed by Kurt Busch, Benson. Here comes his teammate of Mark Martin as well. Dale Jr.'s up there in the conversation, and I'm right here in the fight with Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle, as well as Jimmy Johnson. Now, Matt Kenseth's doing exactly what he needs to be doing, beating Tony Stewart. Johnson, as of right now, is doing that as well by only one single spot, which also means one single point. But any point matters at this point in the season, as Jeff Gordon running up the track up there from the lead of this race. And, well, I thought he was originally going to drive away because he was the biggest threat earlier to Michael Waltrip, but I was wrong. Because coming to lap 106, Kevin Harvick had actually settled into P2 and was actually now looking to the inside of Jeff Gordon into turn 3, and he's going to actually take the lead. Kevin Harvick, 1 win on the season, and now he's looking for win number 2 because he'll pass and clear Jeff Gordon with 14 laps to go here from Dover. And I'm like right in this battle here with Rookie of the Year competitor of the 42 of Jamie McMurray. We're actually 3 wide with him on the exit there with Mark Martin, and McMurray decides he's going to lift now as we head down into turn 3. Johnson still in front of the Home Depot number 20. That is crucial. Like I said, even if it's just 1 point you're gaining, it's still going to be a very important point now as we work on passing the Viagra number 6. And this is the most life we've had in this car, honestly, all race long. We're making it count because up to 13th place we go. I feel like we've got a 20th place car that we're running 13th with right now. We've done everything we've needed to do as we're coming to lap 110, just over 10 laps to go, and we're back in the fight with Tony Stewart and Kevin Harvick as well as we're coming up on the final 10 and just kind of trying to follow the defending Cup Series champ. Of course, certainly can't go wrong there, as we do have a mirror full of the 25 of Joe Nemechek, but Johnson now overtaken by Tony Stewart certainly reduces his chances right now of gaining some points, and we would briefly drive away from Jimmy Johnson as he was also passed by the 2 of Rusty Wallace. And even I was going for a move to the inside of Tony Stewart, now coming to 7 laps to go here from Dover. Now trying to not lean on his door too much, but here comes the Miller Lite number 2. Wallace going to absolutely just fly by on the outside right now. A lot of pace in that 2. We've seen it all day long. And Wallace is going to clear me for 12th, and he's not going to waste any time on Tony Stewart. He'll pass him, and he's just going to keep on going forward in these closing laps as Joe Nemechek now in the free pass position, hoping for 1 caution, but I mean, it'll be too little too late because he'd have to start in the back and he wouldn't have enough time to go anywhere. But I really started falling off in these closing couple of laps now with 4 to go. You can see Jimmy Johnson is running me back down, and so is the 42 of Jamie McMurray, who has been able to maintain pace with that Lowe's number 48 Chevrolet for Hedrick Motorsports. So I knew, unfortunately, right here with 3 to go, I was in trouble because here comes the 48 to my inside. Johnson's going to pass us into turn 3, coming to 2 to go. Can he run down Tony Stewart? It's going to be tough. But now, as we exit turn 2, Kevin Harvick coming to the final lap here, but McMurray now to my inside, and Kevin Harvick, what a day it's been for the number 29 Goodwrench Chevrolet. I didn't really expect him to be in the mix for winning this race, but that's why you don't count him out, because he has the nickname the Closer for a reason, as Kevin Harvick leads through 3 and 4, and this is going to be career win number 5 for Kevin Harvick, and as well for the members of Artel Contar, the crew chief, and the jackman of Eli RS 516, picking up his first win as a member since he joined the pit crew here, the Going Pit Crew that is, as we come home to bring it to 15th place here from Dover. And I was quite happy with that, to be completely honest, because like I said, I think we were a 20th place car. Greg Biffle 5th, Kurt Busch 7th, or 6th, sorry. Great efforts for them. Todd Bodine in the top 10. Rusty Wallace broke into the top 10 by the end of that race. Matt Kenseth does make gains on Tony Stewart. Ryan Newman makes gains on Tony Stewart, as well as Dale Jr. Harvick, obviously. Dale Jr. is quite a ways out, so I wouldn't really pay too much attention to him. Johnson was really the only loser, and we'll take a look at the points here now, as Tony Stewart, following Dover, has a 17-point lead on Matt Kenseth, an 18-point lead on Johnson, and then 25 points on Kevin Harvick. Newman, a little ways out still. He's going to have to get on fire and just start winning races, basically, now, as he did a little bit earlier in the summer months. Jeff Gordon as well, up to 8th in the points after a terrible first half of the season. What a recovery for this 2014, but of course, too little too late. Hard to believe they're only about 150 points out of the championship lead after everything that went on there. that's going to do it for me. Next episode, it's a wild card that could decide who is and who isn't going to be the champion. It's Talladega. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.